Hello everyone, my name is Elle. Welcome to a very quick Project Pan Porn update. So I was gonna hold off a little bit longer, but it has been a little while since I've done my last update, and I have decided to take a brief hiatus from this project just because I really want to focus on my Mario palette. For those of you who may not know, I am currently trying to pan the Master Palette by Mario from Anastasia. And I've made a lot of good progress, but I feel like this project is kind of holding me back a little bit. It's restricting me a little bit, or I was letting it for a while and then I stopped and I feel so much better, and I want to focus on that palette this year. Last year, having these two projects run side by side worked somewhat okay, but it took me like 15 months, 14 months, something like that, to finish the tiny little MAC Burgundy x9 palette, and I really don't want to be hanging on to my Mario palette longer than the year, if I can help it. I just really want to finish it, move on. I've really been enjoying using it. But anyway, I was trying to hit pan on shadows in the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette, as well as the Naked Heat palette. So I was using mostly the matte shades in these. Well, this is all matte shades, pretty much, cover one, and the matte shades in this palette. But lately I've been using other things. So I'll start with the Naked Heat palette because I didn't actually hit pan on any shadows. There's definitely noticeable progress here in terms of usage. If you look at what my palette looked like last time and you look at it now, you can definitely see where I have managed to create large dips in 3 of the matte shades: Chaser, Sauced, and Low Blow. Those are the 3 matte shades right here, because this shade is more of a highlight shade, which I really wasn't using that much, but these 3 I was using either individually or mixed together as my crease shade, or my shade to blend the more metallic shades out from the Mario palette. So I really liked those very warm shades with those warm bronzy golds in that palette. It was just a very simple, easy way to use those shadows, so I definitely enjoyed using it. I love this palette a lot, and I want to come back to it when I revisit this project again. Next year, I'm already thinking ahead. Next year, I feel like I will just do a Project Pan Porn for the year instead of a pan matte palette, because I've done that for so many years now. I kind of need to take a break. So I think just working on hitting pan on shadows might be a little bit more fun for me. And then the second palette is the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, and this is a really new palette for me. Both of these palettes are relatively new to me, so I'm not surprised I didn't hit pan on any of the Naked Heat shades, because I really hadn't used them that much because I've been using other things. So with the Naked Ultimate Basics palette, if you look at what my palette looked like last time, it was virtually untouched, and it's still very close to looking like untouched now, except for one shadow, and that is the shadow Nudie. And the only reason I have pan on that shadow is because I used it to set my eyeshadow primer. It's almost a joke to hit pan on that kind of a shadow because I was using it all the time for that reason. There's nothing to it except for taking a large fluffy brush like this, running it through the shadow, and then all over my entire lid wherever I put eyeshadow primer, unless I was using some sort of different tacky base or something. So that got a workout. Not surprised I hit pan on that, but you can see the rest of the shadows I didn't really touch. I wasn't really drawn to this palette, and then I started using some of the new things I bought, and I've been really focusing very hard. I've been very dedicated with the Mario palette. It's just that Project Pan Porn hasn't been as exciting to me this year because my priorities have shifted a little bit. So I definitely will revisit this project again, hopefully when I have more progress on the Mario palette and I'll need a little bit more structure. I feel like once I finish a handful of shades from that palette, because I haven't finished any shadows in that palette. I have massive pan, and I'm very close to finishing shadows, but I haven't finished finished anything yet. And I feel like once I finish a few of those shadows that I was reaching for all the time, I'm going to need things to guide me a little bit so that I don't just start going all over the place. Because that can happen sometimes with me with shadows when I'm down to a handful of things left in a palette. I just start reaching for all kinds of other things. So I'll need some things to ground me. That's when this project will come in handy again. So it'll probably be a couple of months till I bring it back. I just wanted to update you guys. I've had a few people ask questions about what's going on with my projects. Why haven't I done updates? And I really was waiting to see if I could hit pan on more shadows, or at least one shadow in the Naked Heat palette before I share this with you guys. But it is what it is. Sometimes progress is really slow. It just takes time. So I thought that was worth sharing because I do get comments sometimes from people who struggle using up their makeup and especially powder products, and I just think that sometimes it is really hard and sometimes it takes a lot of time. It's not something that can happen instantaneously. It's not like you can just hit pan on a shadow by looking at it. You really have to work on it, and some formulas are harder to use than others, and depends how you're using them, etc, etc. So anyway, thank you guys so much for all the love and support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really wish there was more that I could say. I'm just very grateful, and I know you guys really like this project and it will be coming back, so please just have patience. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns down below. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope we get a chance to chat soon. Bye for now.